Hello, hello. Good morning. Morning. Welcome to the stream. My name is Ace. I like doing art. That's what we're going to be doing today, of course. It's my morning routine. We're working on a mesh that will be used as reference for a webcomic. This is what we have so far. This is the first mesh, first character that appears in the webcomic. We are currently working on a low poly mesh of his boots, and we're going to attempt to finish those today. So let's just go on ahead and get started, okay? This is where we're at now. Okay, where was I? All right, we were doing laces. We're just trying to finish up the laces today. What I want to do is I want to get this loop nice enough covered so we can go on ahead and do our edge loops for that. So that's what we're going to be doing right now. I'm going to take the shoestring and we're going to wrap it around the shoelace. And let's see. I'm gonna make that a little, just a little bit. You know what? I don't want it too far into the circle. We did not define that well enough, but again, we'll deal with it. We'll just have to make sure that we don't make that mistake on the next pair of shoes. How was everyone's day? You're watching the VOD. I appreciate you watching, and on YouTube as well. We are moving along. Okay. Let's see. We're going to just go in a circle. Rotate. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to scale that down just a little bit. Okay. And we're just going to go. Wait, hold on. I think I got to. Okay, that might work a little better. I'm just trying to adjust the circle a little bit so it's not as. Okay, that worked right there. We want to shorten that edge there. Okay, so just going to take it around. See if we can't go on ahead and just swing it. All right. Let's see, rotate some more. It's going to be a lot of this. This is very tedious. Hey, Liam. Well, good morning. I'm doing great. How are you doing? Hope you're having a wonderful day. Another beautiful sunny day. It's not going to be as hot today where I'm at. Um, I was just out there this morning. It was pretty cool. You know, yeah, we were in the 60s not too long ago. Now we just jumped like 10 degrees. So yeah, we're just moving along up the boot here until we get done. I'm gonna once we get this boot done, we're gonna have to press pause on this particular mesh, and we're gonna switch to the other mesh. If that happens during the stream, of course. Well, I mean, it's gonna happen during the stream. I've only been streaming lately. I've only been doing this on stream because I can't really do anything else until I figure out how to bake and unwrap UVs on Blender. Normally, I would do that on ZBrush. I only know how to do it on ZBrush, and it's just a really simple clicks of a button. Okay, but here I have no idea how to do it. I've only once I had all the textures and everything ready on ZBrush and some Substance Painter, then I would import it to Blender and just do the hair and then rigging, and that was it. That was really it. And then just take the textures I put in Substance Painter and just apply them. I don't remember how to do that though, and I won't have to do that anymore because I'm making them here, so I got to figure out how to do that too. But yeah, we're just moving along. I got some. I'm just trying to get to 7 meshes, and I've been starting some here. So when I go get to a part where I can't really do it on stream because it's not safe for Twitch, then we're gonna be able to just switch to another mesh on the fly instead of working on something that's not really related to the web comic. I want to try to focus on doing that a little more. I want to do some I want to set some gameplay up too. We wanted to do that. I don't know if it'll be this week. Hopefully, with any luck, it would be. But if not this week, then definitely next week. You can see the holes are a bit uneven. Well, they can be uneven because I've actually seen on a picture that the holes can be uneven if depending on how tight they are. Maybe not this loose. Maybe if these were a little bit closer together, then you can see the scrunching of the laces and whatnot. But we're just gonna forgive that for now. It's not it's not something that isn't unnatural for that to happen. I mean, we already have bigger holes for some of the laces than others, but that's something we can correct in the art, so it's not really a big deal. I've been doing a lot of I've been really focusing on editing too for the next act. I think we have the prologue is pretty much done. I can't really think of anything else that I could possibly do to the prologue. So I think that I'm going to call that done for now. So all my attention has been focused on act 1 out of what 4 acts, I guess, is the prologue. Act 1, act 2, act 3, act 4, and then the epilogue is very short. Of course, it's really not much to that, but so I just count that as part of act 4. But um yeah, hopefully when I get the 7 meshes, we can work on. I need to count exactly how many. Oh wait, no, you know what? The 7 meshes only that only covers like that actually only covers a third of the prologue. Unfortunately for me, we still have the other 2 thirds, but so we'll still be in the prologue once we get the 7 meshes. But we'll have progress. We'll be doing pages and whatnot. So that's when you'll probably most likely see more digital art. Hopefully, some at least at the very least some the versions of these characters but in 2D, and then pages. I could probably do that simultaneously. I don't know. I got to see. I wanted to work out how the characters would look in my art style, but that might not be something that we absolutely have to do. I don't know. It's kind of weird, when you're doing this for the first time. You don't. There's really no right way Sculpting and Rotofo. I still have not delved into this. Gives me PSTD a little bit or PTSD. You know what? This is like my this this and this. This is my first time doing it manually. I used to do it with just Z remesh and ZBrush, but I don't have a license for that. So we're learning how to do it all in Blender. It's not. It's just very tedious. I have to straighten a lot of this out. As you can see, there's a. Let's see. It's not perfect. It being my first time, but a couple of adjustments here and there. Yeah, I ain't paying for no ZBrush. Yeah, I wish because that's how I learned. Right. It took. Yeah, yeah. This is my first time doing it manually. I do have this. This is a quad remesh. I did try to do it. I did try to find a one button solution. This is made by the same people who made ZBrush, but it doesn't work as well. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's okay, but it really doesn't do the faces too well. This is what I when I did Z remesher. There's a little thing here that I gotta adjust. I didn't see that before, but um, when I did it with Z remesh, these lids here, this little inner lid was the only thing that would deform with 130 polygons. This is like under 30, and doing it manually, I can control exactly the shape and form of pretty much anything. So I think this is going to be the preferred way. It takes longer, of course, but I'm okay with that. Z Remesher would do everything else fine, but it would get this wrong, and using this would add about 50,000 more polygons to get to where what Z Remesh would do. So I for I've only used quad remesher for his undershirt here, and he has underwear on for brush for Twitch. I've been trying Character Creator 4 and MetaHumans, but I want to learn sculpt, rig, texture, UV baking, pipeline. I think it's time to grind through it. Yeah, doing rigging manually is something too. But let's see. I want to show you something. If you don't want to manually do something every single time, there is something that you can use for you can just basically just make a skeleton. But I have to be in a specific thing for that. And I'm trying to figure out where it was because I haven't done it yet. It's called Rigify though. Can you not replace the skeleton in Unreal Engine 5? I have not used that yet. I've tested my manual rigs in Unity, before they did what they did, and now people are like kind of like moving away from them. But and it worked perfectly with the mocap animations that they have built into the system. So I'm assuming that using a pre-generated rig would not be too hard to configure. I opened Unreal Engine 5 2 weeks ago. Been loving it. Oh yeah, I'll have to try that one day. I do want to try to make a game one day. Right now, I'm only using this to use as reference for a webcomic, just so I can pose my characters and make the art nice and consistent per page. And this is the first character that appears. I used with for the boots when I was sculpting these boots, the number got pretty beefy, so I'm making a low poly mesh of this, so, so I don't lag my system when I render it. But yeah, it's not so bad. I just can't find the add-on right now, and I see it all the time. It's been like a year since I used it, so I generated like maybe two or three rigs and then call it a day. Are you using a tablet or a mouse? I use both, but I am looking through my tablet currently. I have done both. I originally learned on a mouse, so sometimes I default to that, but I can do both. The mouse, or sorry, using the stylus here is good for just really really minute movements, you know, more in depth movements. But the mouse, you don't get the pressure sensitivity with a mouse, but it's not really too bad. You can just adjust the strength. It's just I don't know. It's right now it's more comfortable for me to use the mouse, so I use that. And for this, I don't really need to use a stylus for this, so I just use the mouse. But typically I would use the stylus for sculpting over the mouse sometimes. It really depends. it's, I don't really have a straight answer for that. I'm sorry. Let's see. I want to dissolve the vertex. Is it secondhand Cintiq 16 or Huon 16 2.5K? Can't decide. I have a Huon 22. You can kind of see it. Maybe not. Yeah, there it is right there. Only problem, I've been having problems with it lately though, because my cord, I think there's a short in my cord, and I should not have moved it because now I can't see anything. And it just happened recently, like within the past week or so. It's so weird because sorry, I have to now I gotta kind of manipulate my tablet a little bit. I don't know if it's just short or what, because sometimes it will work perfectly and I can move the cord all I want and it doesn't do anything. I think it's like a static electricity thing. I'm not really sure. But I think I need to get a new three-way cord and see if that's the problem. I hope it's not my tablet. I think these things are too short. I can't right now. I can't see anything. I'm sorry. Now I gotta stop and configure this. And it took me like 5 minutes to do this before I started. Okay. Oh my god. It came back on and then I gotta do something about this now. I don't yeah, like within the past week or so, I've been having problems with this cord here. At least I think it's the cord. I hope it's not the USB port because then I'm gonna have to to get the whole tablet. It just came back on and then it just turned right back off. I don't know what's going on here. I'm thinking maybe the short is not in the beginning of the wire, but in the middle. Because I have to wrap it kind of around my computer. When I move the tablet away from me, it seems to work more than if I pull it close. Yeah, now it's on, but I can't see anything. I have to pull it back. It stops working. Okay, now it's back. All right, we're good. We're good. We're back now. It's back. I think I heard some things about that cable for you, and yeah, it's something. Yeah, it's weird. I need an extender, or I just need to position it better. I think if I take it underneath my computer, I might have some more room. I just don't want this to happen anymore. I'm gonna order another one today and test it and see if that's the problem because I need to see if it's the USB. I don't think it's the USB to be honest, because like I said the other day I was wiggling the USB to test it and it would not do anything. Like it would be completely fine. I was moving the entire tablet around and everything was fine. Like it didn't have a short at all. So I'm like, is it static electricity or something? Because I heard that's like some kind of thing, like some kind of static field stuff. My computers are and my monitors are rather close together right here. I'm in the corner of my room and I have like a dual PC setup, so I got monitors all around me. So I'm thinking some kind of field interference or something like that. I don't know. I'm not a freaking uh electrician, but that seems to be the case because not just I think it was what Monday, either Monday or before the weekend. I was testing it. I was moving it around and nothing would happen. Yeah, I need a 2 meter one. Yeah, definitely. Uh, but yeah, what I'm trying to do, I think now I kept when I was learning how to do this, I remembered this. So I did that right. But now the next time I do a mesh, I have to do the same thing for the fingernails, which I didn't do here. You know, it's a little I just wrap the polygons around the fingers, But then I realized that you could put planes around the fingernails too and keep those details. So I have to remember to do that next time. And I'm trying to do that for the boot right here. And some of the detail is there, but I didn't define it well enough because of when I was remeshing it, I didn't reinforce those details. There was a couple of remeshes where I just left it alone, so it's a little bit the features are a little bit soft. So next time I do shoes, I'm gonna have to make sure that all the seams and whatnot are and the shoestrings are clearly defined. But it does, I mean, it still kept most of its form, so that's all it really counts. I can do the rest when I draw it. That's basically where I'm at. Let me see. Okay, we can get rid of that. We don't need remesh right now. Yeah, I've only been using the quad remesh for the underclothes so far. It completely destroys these fabrics here, so I don't use it for that either. But it's convenient to have if you want to just remesh something really quick without having to do this. I guess I could use it for that. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to fill this in. Hang on. I want to take these lines. I'm going to line this line up with that line right over there. Oops. Got a little twist. Okay. Now we can take this and move it up. I just want to line that up right there. All right. Let me go to, actually, you know what? Let's leave that alone for right now. Oh, messed up. Hey, 99, welcome to the stream. And good morning. We're continuing our boots here, our low poly boots, of course. Having a grand time. Okay, so I'm going to take and I'm going to kind of I'll make this circle a little bit more circular with the vertices that we have right now. Just grand, yeah. I think I have a short in my three-way cord 99. I gotta get a new one and I gotta position it better. I'm still not convinced it's a short, but just in case I have one on hand, then I could just switch it out and just test it. And if it happens to not be a short, then I'm gonna have to definitely hey, yeah, it's a three-way cord. It's a cord that goes into your monitor. It's from your monitor to your graphics card to the power cable or something like that. There's a third thing, but I don't think I use that one. I think that's how it works. I don't know. It's kind of behind my computer, and I don't want to move it because I've been having issues with it. Some days I don't have any issues with it, but and every now and then it comes back. I don't know. So that's why I'm not convinced it's a cord. I've heard the static fields can mess with it, but I don't know. I'm gonna get another cord and see for myself. Why does it seem like it's clipping, but it doesn't really? It's not unclipping. Oh well. All right. I'm gonna fill that in now. I'm just gonna fill in these here, and then once the details are baked on, we can just adjust all the things that we need to adjust. Which I guess for these boots would just be just fleshing out the details a little bit more for the shoestrings. I don't know. Like I said, I need to see a completed project and see how the baking of the details onto the low poly, how that looks, and then we can see from there what we need to focus on the next time we do this, which will be like right after this. So it's like not even uh Let's see. All right. I think we could just do that. Okay. Why, thank you. I am. Yeah. I'm like, I'm satisfied with it for the most part. I know there's some things I skipped out on, but um, like I said, I got to see how the baking takes before I can really like self critique and see what I need to focus on. Like I said, I want to make sure that the seams are more defined next time, and the soles. They're like a PS5, really? Well, that's something, especially since it's like it's almost it's I think it's like it's about a third as it's but a third less. It has a third of the polygons of my practice sculpts, so I guess that's good. I want to keep them as low as possible. I want to keep that. I want to be able to work within a small amount of polygons. So when I do get around to trying to make a game, I won't have to worry about it being bloated. Once you put the color and the color texturing over it, that's how current industry models look. Oh, okay. All the ones I've seen, I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at ZBrush projects or something. I know that I do know that Street Fighter 6, they have like 60, they use like 60,000 just for the face. That's actually not too high, I guess. Oh, that's a little bit too uneven, I think. Oh, I gotta see what I'm working on here. Okay. We didn't make that circle even enough. We definitely gotta make sure that the form is good underneath. But I think, for the most part, that should match. All right, we're gonna put in front back. I know there's gotta be a way to have this in front and then have the underneath mesh there, but I still don't know yet, and I haven't looked into it. I've just been doing it this way. I just memorized how everything looks without it being shown, and then just work from there. That's not very optimal, but it's been working for me. Okay, don't just leave me alone. Let's see. Street Fighter also has a special engine that lowers poly rendering based off camera distance from model. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. They use the RE engine, I believe. So I can see that because I noticed that when I play games on the RE engine, sometimes they have that little fade out they like start fading a little bit at a distance. I think that's what you're talking about. It's like something you would see in an online game like Black Desert or something. That's something that has those models have pretty high polygons too, but sometimes they have a distance thing. They're bringing back Dead Rising on the RE engine. I've never gotten into that series, but I guess now I can because they're bringing it back. What I want to do is I want to take this and I'm trying to. Oh, I got face. Oops. I wanted to select edge. I want to take the the face here, or sorry, the edge, and go up to the next thing like this. But I'm gonna have a couple of triangles in the middle there if I do it this way. So I think what I'm gonna do is not gonna do it that way. I'm gonna select vertices and do it this way instead. That way it's a little bit more even. Yeah, nice and simple. And then from there we can go up. Well, can we go up? Let me see. Let me try that. Uh, I mean, you could. That's gonna be stretched though. Maybe we can take this. No, the way the way it calculates distance is pretty impressive. That's why you never see pop in RE engine. It pre-renders multiple stages based on distance. Yeah, I can't, one day I'm going to do what they did and I'm going to have like ripple effects in the muscles. I really want to adapt that. Like if I take this guy here and I turn his arm up, I want his bicep to flex like it would in real life. I really want to add that to my skill set. And another streamer suggested that I use shape keys for that. So I'm gonna study that when I get time. So I definitely want to add that. I've seen it done with rigs. I've seen people who had their rigs roll their shoulders, and you can see all the relevant muscles moving and whatnot. And I really want to add that to my. That would really help with like animating something. Okay, so I'm gonna take the edge and just go up, and then we'll just adjust it so it looks better. That's why did I select two edges there? I'm trying to make it so that it looks even as possible. I'm trying my best to do that while on so I don't have to do too many corrections when I finally focus on that. So that's what I'm doing right now. Just trying to make it a little bit more even. Yeah, I have to finish RE4 remake. I got a decent portion into it, but I didn't finish it. I guess I'll do it on stream when I get around to doing that. I want to make sure there's nothing that I'm missing down here. I was actually looking right here, and it looked like no, that wasn't it. There's a couple of spots here that look like they weren't filled in. I wanted to make sure I filled them in. All right. All right, we're gonna fill in that circle there. Next time I do this, I'm gonna have to take the shoestring all the way into the circle and have it like kind of like a U shape, like it's going into the hole. Next time we're gonna definitely work on that a little bit more. I don't know the name of it, but Street Fighter patented a specific tech for rendering multiple mesh and physics at the same time for the muscles and hair. They set a new standard. Yeah, yeah, their models are really good. I think they're better than Tekken's models, to be honest. Even though Tekken has been doing 3D since the '90s, since they started. Actually, they somehow beat Tekken at it. They still have their own style. Like it's not super realistic, but it's getting there. They've been wanting to do that type of style since Street Fighter 4, but then they made it a little bit more cartoony. I could be wrong because I didn't play Tekken 8, but it seems to me like their models are kind of better than Tekken's right now. I don't know. Not that that really matters. I mean, you're just at the end of the day, it's a fighting game. You're not going to be really looking at anything super rendered up close for the most part, unless you're like on the menu. I think they just zoom in on Kazuya's chest and he's just super ripped and it's just the cameras just are like right there in his muscles for some reason. I'm like, wow, all right, they're just gonna just leave the camera like just on his body the entire time. But Tekken uses U mapping for faces and it has the lowest delay from recording to auto rigging. So faces and movement need less manual animation. Well, I'm sure that's a load off of the animators at least. Okay, I want to do it that way. So that way it's that line is nice and lined up with the next lace. See how that looks. Can make it a little. We could probably put another. Let's see. Yeah, we can probably put another one there. Actually, we don't need to put another one there. I'm gonna try to line up for this side here, and we could just put a whole square there, and then just adjust the whole thing. So what I should be doing instead is dissolving edges and not adding them. Can I bring this down? Yeah, there's gonna be some adjustments that need to be made, but We'll work on it. Let me dissolve that. That's close enough. Yeah, I was gonna dissolve these two also, but it's perfectly lined up with this, so maybe not. That's why some of the movements in Tekken 8 look less exaggerated than in the past game. It's because they are more acted than animated this time. NetherRealms and Bandai Namco licensed their mapping tech semi recently. Doesn't NetherRealm just mocap their people? Don't they have like actual people just mocapping? That's what they've always done. It's just they don't. It's just not an actual model. I mean, it's not an actual person as the character like they used to do. They just mocap real people and model them off of real people. At least that's what I thought they did. I don't know. Actually, no, I know they do that because I've seen the actress who did Cetrion. The face mapping for mocap isn't on the same level. Yeah, their facial expressions probably aren't like super realistic, but everything else is pretty good, I think. How about we try it that way? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna back this up a little bit. I just want a little bit more room around this area here. All right, I'm going to take this and put it over like so. We're gonna start lining up the shoelace for the next one. How about that? And we're just gonna go. Okay, we're not gonna go because we need to we need to do that. I think I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put a small one there. Just adjust it later. Maybe we can line that up a little bit more. Let's see how that looks there. Yeah, I'm gonna redo that area at some point. All right, so I'm gonna take and connect. Now I had the laces going underneath the seam that kind of melts into each other on the actual mesh, but so next time we're definitely gonna have to make sure that we get that point across. I can't see anything. Okay. Now that I have an idea of how that looks. Okay, hold on. I gotta refresh my memory. All right, so we're just gonna connect those. Boom. And then we'll just fill that in. Yep, I really don't have a solid thing here for filling this in. I'm just gonna fill it in. Solid method. I'm gonna try to make it make sense. That's all I can do. Or if it doesn't make sense now, I'll make it make sense later. Going really fast and loose here. It's not too crooked. I mean, that's a minor adjustment at best. Could probably adjust it right now. Let's see. Just take that. Okay, how about that? So we can put a square here, and then us, and it's going to be like a triangle at the top. We'll get it. We'll fix it. Let's see. All right, take that. We're gonna put these two together. Fix that later. I can kind of make out the shoestrings. Let's go over here. Yeah, it's there, sort of. This one's a little. It starts to get a little. Like I said, the details aren't baked on there yet, so I'm hoping that the bake will be okay, because then I won't have to worry about anything. I keep mentioning that because when I used quadri mesh and then tried to bake the details on, it really didn't help much, and that had more polygons. So I don't know if it's just quadri mesh or what, but I don't know. I'm really curious to see how baking works with the manual. We're helping it along right now with this stuff, but I can just make the corrections in the art myself, so it's not really a huge concern for me. I'm just really curious. Let me take that and put this here. Oh, okay. I did not anticipate that this little shape here. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna put that. Okay, didn't I say the triangle was gonna be up here? So why is it okay? So I guess the triangle is gonna be here instead, and this is gonna be. No, I don't want to do it that way. All right, let's do it this way then. It made sense at first, but now it doesn't make any sense. That's going to be one crooked square, but at least it'll be a square. And it'll just be like some kind of weird wedge looking shape here. Yeah, we're going to have to fix that. That's all right. Like retopology is just so random, and there's no really straight answer I can get just from seeing like how I should do it. I just know that making it straight and even seems to be the most universal concern, I guess, when doing it. Some people say don't worry about it too much. Some people will judge your entire work off of the retopology. I don't know. It's a very broad a broad standard, I would say, from just looking up information about it. That's why I just want to complete it and see for myself like what I need to do for my retopology because I can't really. Oh, okay, that was a square there the whole time. I didn't notice. All right, so we got what do we got? Let's go to the vertex. I'm thinking just do this. Oh, not that. Actually, this and this and this and this and this, and then just filling all that in. I think we can keep the smaller squares for the shoelace shape, and then have big squares for everything else. I guess that would make it a little bit more noticeable. That's what I'm thinking. But like I said, we're not gonna know for sure until we see how the baking turns out. All right. I guess I can do the shoestring next. Let's see. Vertex. I just want to fit it to the shoestring a little bit easier. Okay, we got some stretching on that one. Let's pull that back a little bit. You always got to rotate the camera. You can't just have it over here and then try to and then try to like stretch it over there, because it's gonna somehow for some reason it stretches the polygon too. I guess like taking it across different surfaces will kind of affect it too. We'll leave it at the circle and then just fill it in. Since that area is not too defined, we can just fill that in and then just have the circles there, like we do for every other loophole here. So let me twist it. We're gonna keep going. All right, it's getting a little too big there. Just gonna go up, take it around the loop. Whoa. We used scale instead of extrude. Don't want to do that. I think we can just combine these two together. I don't know why I did that. Just this part is what I wanted to turn. I just wanted to turn it a little bit more. Okay. Guess that's not too bad. All right, no problem, 99. We're going to go to vertex mode here, and we're going to make some small adjustments to the circular shape here that we've done. Circular vertex. I think we can just connect those two together. Yeah. Oh, we left a little gap here. It's okay. No big deal. We'll just do it right now. How about this? Take the edge. We'll just put a triangle there. The other thing I heard too is to avoid triangles, but even if I make a square, it increases the triangle. I actually don't understand that portion of this stage of making a mesh. I just don't know why or what. I guess one day I'll figure out. And I tried to select everything and convert all triangles to quads, but that didn't seem to work either. It really didn't make much of a difference. Like they're still there, and it didn't even decrease or increase the number. So I have no idea why that was even a suggestion for anyone. But I did look into it. Oh, I'm lining up this with this now. That's what I'm trying to do anyway. It's clipping into the mesh behind it. That's what you see these little dark areas. This is the only one I can't get rid of for whatever reason. Hope that doesn't cause me any trouble later. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dissolve this one and then just have this be one piece. That's what I'm thinking about doing. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I've done. I did it. I already did it. It's too late. Now we're gonna fill that in. Okay. I think we'll just fill this in. Don't select anything behind. Why did that get selected? What in the world? I guess I'll select the outer circle too, just so that there's no mistaking what I want here. All right, yeah, that's fine. So now let me take these and Fill those in. See if I can get, okay, that's gone. Good. Now I'm gonna go to vertex and I'm gonna make this circle shape a little better. Let's see how it looks on the mesh. Okay, it's pretty much on model, but because we messed it up on the mesh. On the mesh is kind of messed up. So wait, something's wrong. Okay, we got something that we don't, or do we? No, no. That is a legitimate mistake there that we did. There's an extra vertex there. I'm gonna dissolve. I'm gonna delete it. I'm not even gonna try to dissolve it. I'm just gonna delete it and see if that helps. I think we're good. Yeah, that is a messed up loop. And then on top of that, it's like down. Okay, so yeah, it's not so bad. I'm just adjusting the circle now. I guess I just messed it up, like right there on the spot when I made it. I mean, it is not well done, but it wasn't as bad as I thought. All right. I think we can, maybe we can just move that like so. All right, I guess we can just fill this circle in now. Take the edge. I'm gonna fill those in. Not that one, this one. Let me save it. I feel like I should save now. Don't want to do that again. Let's see where we at. Okay, we can just go ahead and start working on that circle. We took it all the way to the circle, so there is no reason why I shouldn't just start it right now. One small problem though, this is a little too big for that circle. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that back some just outside of where the circle should be, and then have this section be the width of the circle. I'm gonna try to make it fit the size of this hole as much as I can. Let's see. Bro. I'll try to do it anyway. Yeah, we'll fix it. That's all we can do. Let's fix it later. Really got to define those forms better next time. It was good at first. Actually, no, I think I did that. I think that was the last thing I did on the boot, so I wasn't really too focused on it. I just shaped a circle and then I shaped the shoestrings. And I may have remeshed it and not going back over what I did. So it's a little too soft, but I can still work with it, so it's not a big deal. Make that smaller. Take it around the circle. Rotate, rotate the other way, please. See what I'm doing, because I can't really see what I'm doing. See, I want it to look like that, but all the time, you know. I need to figure out how to do that. Because then this wouldn't be a problem. I would be able to just adjust it the way I need it to look, however I want. Okay, let me see. Let's go a little bit. Guess we have no choice but to just leave it this way so we can, well, we do have a choice actually. Fix that. This is a little ramshackle, isn't it? See if we can push it back a little bit. Yeah, that's gonna be a messed up circle. That's for sure, especially if we follow the model. I'm trying to, whoa, buddy. That's not what we want there. Okay, we want to do that. I don't know, for some reason I couldn't select it from that angle. I'm just trying my best to make this look a little bit better, given the circumstances here. All right, we're gonna take it around some more. Just gonna keep rotating it until we get something resembling a circle. I think we can close it off from there. It's not my best work, but we'll somehow we'll make it work somehow. All right, I'm gonna take that off, and I'm gonna try my best to adjust this. This one isn't as deep as the others. I'm just gonna adjust it. It's not so bad. These don't have to line up if they're tight enough, which they aren't. I think these should be a little bit tighter. I should have made this a little bit thinner for it to be staggered like this, but um, that's fine. It might be a little too loose. What I did was I used a reference where it did not have a foot in it, and these were like scrunched all the way in as a result. So I followed it. I followed the reference a little too closely, and it wasn't an exact reference. So it's probably why it's actually that's exactly why it's not on the same level as the other. That's okay. Just remember next time to use something a little more accurate to what we're doing. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dissolve that vertex so it's a little more straight. I can probably do the same for one of these too, but that's a little bit too much manipulation there. If I did that. I mean, yeah, this stops right at the shoestring, so I mean, I don't see why that would be a problem, but this one is a little too much. That's just barely on the line, on top of the shoestring there. Okay, so this one should be a little bit this closer this way. I wanted to dissolve this one, but I can't. I think we'll just leave it. That's not great. That's actually not great. I don't want those two so close together. But I'm not sure. Maybe we can just delete it or dissolve it and see what happens. Okay, that just makes the whole thing large. Is there a way we can work with that? Just have a big Dorito right there in the middle of our topology there. I don't think that should happen. I'm pretty sure that's wrong. It's not the way to do it. And this little small one here is just. Well, let me see something. Let's try dissolving this one. Okay, that's not much better. No, sir. How about this? How about we take loop cut and slide? Oh, I don't want it to go all the way around like that. I want to see if I can split this into two and see if that works better. That's what I'm working on right now. I'm gonna delete this face. Go to vertex. Well, I guess it'll be three if I do it this way successfully. I don't think I will though. I want to make sure I'm not over adjusting this area here because I'm not sure. Okay, that's still on the shoestring. This is the shoestring here. So what happens when you don't define things well enough, they start to blend in with everything else. Just want to make sure I'm not messing anything I've already done up. If I stretch this down some, that could be a possibility. Now I'm starting to question why I had it pulled up so high in the first place. Oh well. You live and you learn. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one. I'm going to delete this one. I'm going to put these two together. I'm going to select that side too, just in case that makes a difference. All right, so now we just have a triangle right here. So the triangle that we predicted would be in this area is now in this area. I guess it just came down to the way we did it that kind of messed up our little prediction. And you know what? We might even have to triangle that because we have three corners here. So we could put another square, but now we got a little bow tie area. Or you know what? That's the triangle right there. There, we did it. We made the triangle. Dissolve it. And now we have a perfect rectangular space there that we can just line up with the other rectangles. And hopefully, when we adjust it, we won't have to make any major changes. I also saw that there is a small triangle here that I completely missed. Uh-oh. It was more than that, wasn't it? It was a whole gap. Well, that was not intended. We can't just widen it because this vertex is connected to it. I guess we'll just put a triangle there too. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this will turn out when we bake the details on because then I'll know when I should and should not just accept a lesser solution over just doing it correctly. But we're getting there. All right, so we're just going to fill this area in. Fill that in. All right, that's pretty standard. I think we can just, you know what? Stop. Let me do this one. Let me just do that, and then we can just put a triangle there. Okay, we have 4 laces left. Hmm. Almost forgot I had that. I don't want the ice to melt. Also, I'm kind of sinking down. What the heck? Hang on. Oh, I just redid what I just corrected. Okay. All right. Anywho, looking. What if I did this? What if I took this line and stretched it over and then rotated it up so it fits with that, right? And then we can have a more even. Well, I need to take this off because I need to see how this looks underneath. I want to make sure the shoestring is still good. It looks like it's okay, I guess. I hope I have that selected because I can't tell. All right, there we go. And there's our next shoestring right there. Now, what if I collect all of those? Uh-oh. We had that selected up there. Didn't even see it. We still had it somehow selected. Unselect, unselect. Okay, go. There we go. No problems, right? Okay, no problems. I'm going to fill in that circle next. Oh, wait, you know what? Let's adjust it because it needs to be adjusted like right there. And we'll put in front back on so I can see what I'm doing. We could probably get rid of that one, but I'm not going to. That just looks out of, I don't know, that doesn't look right to me. Probably because there's not an edge there. Oh my. Now we turn this way and it's completely a completely different circle now. Whoa. Did you see that? Okay. For a second there, I thought I made a hole in my own mesh. All right, we're going to fill it in. Wear and tear. That's our excuse. Wear and tear. These boots are not brand new boots. That's our excuse. Nah, it's fine. We'll make better boots next time. Okay, that's what I'm seeing there. Let's see. We're just gonna keep going up. We can just make more rectangular shapes until we get to that loop right there. And I think we have. Oh, I see. I must have control Z that little shoestring thing we did there. I think we can probably just start this circle first and then fill in this area. That's what I'm thinking I should do. let's do the shoestring. This has enough to make its own plane here. So let me see. Let me see if I can do that. Oh, I messed up. I hit E instead of F. Okay. I should probably take a look at what I'm doing here. Let's see. I guess that could work. Fill in this part at. Oh wait, I gotta do that shoestring. Make sure we don't forget anything. That's what we have to do. All right, let me take this and let's do that. I think that's okay. I think we should make those a little bit smaller, to be honest. It's not okay. I'm gonna bring this in just a little bit. Hmm. Could that work? I mean, it's there. Why not? All right, let me fill this in. What is this? What kind of shape is that? I'm going to dissolve that edge. And I'm going to fill in this entire area. Wait, before I do that, actually, let's just make a triangle here. That way at least we have equal parts, or at least somewhat equal. I don't know. It's not very equal. There. Now we have some pieces there. There was something else I thought I wanted to do, but no, I think I did it. I think I did it. At least I think I did. I don't know. I did whatever I did it without even thinking about it. So we're just gonna we're gonna keep continuing. Oh right. Take that, and we're gonna fill this in. All right, it doesn't look. We're filling it in. I can't really comment on how it looks. I got no comment. It's very. I mean, I can see the shapes. I can see the shapes on. I'm looking at this boot specifically because the lines kind of obstruct what you're looking at. So I'm looking at this shape. I mean, I can see the strings for the most part. That's the important part. Is that you can tell that they're there. That way, anything that the baking will do to make this look like it, this is helping it somewhat, and then we can just tweak the shapes ourselves by adding a little bit more detail. I think we can kind of move that a little bit. That way we have a nice triangle or rectangle here. Uh-oh. Gotta fill that in. All right, now that part's done. Now we can move on to the next loops. I think we can get this one done first, and then we'll just fill this little part in. And then this part. Or you can just, or I can do this one. It doesn't really matter. Let me go ahead and just fill this part in real quick. Rotate it. Whoa, whoa. I'm gonna put a small one right there, just so I can get the. Okay. Let me adjust that because I since I did it from over here, it was a little bit bigger than I expected. Rotate this. Uh-oh. No, don't delete anything, please. I thought I pressed S, but I guess I pressed D instead. I wasn't really looking at the keyboard when I did it. Or if I did look down, I don't know. Maybe I did look down and I pressed the wrong key. Anyway, after I looked up. I don't know if you picked up that on the mic, if you heard that. I'm not sure. I saw the sound was registering a little bit, but if you didn't hear it, I'm not going to bring it up. A little fire truck action. I don't know how you did not hear that, but it's okay. Pretty sure my mic did not pick that up, but in case it did, that's what that was. Okay, let me see. Okay, that's a circle. It's looking real bad, but it's a circle, and we're gonna fix it right now. It's gonna adjust it a little bit, just so it looks a little bit more circular. One, two. Okay. I should probably start thinking about, when I do this, make a like an octagon shape. So that way, just so everything is even, just make everything super even. Every time I look at this, I'm like, okay, let's see, one, two, three. If there's a such thing as a decagon, I'm not really sure to be honest. It seems that I keep making that. I guess a decagon would be 10. I'm not sure if that exists though. I don't know. We've never used that shape if it does exist for anything. But I keep making 10 sided polygonal shapes, and I think if I do this, I should just make it an octagon. It looks fine to me. I can make the shapes out on the other boot. I can see that the loops are there. They might not be super defined, but I can see them. gonna move that a little bit so we don't get any clipping action right there. All right, let me take the oh, okay, I did select it. Why can't I see it? Let's move that around so we can see it. What? Okay, that's a little weird. We're going to select all of that just so we have ourselves. Not that one, just this one. I make sure I didn't make any mistakes. I'm gonna turn around and look inside of it a little bit. All right, I think that's good. I'm gonna fill in that circle now. I think that's another one. Another one going. Another one going. Another one. White's dust. I keep checking this side because I'm looking to see. I guess I could just keep making that plane. I can make that an actual thing on the thing there. What I was going for, and this one seems to stay pretty strong since I remeshed it, but I wanted to do this all the way down past the shoestrings for the whole way, but some of it kind of like merges into the shoestrings and in the tongue of the boot a little bit. But that's okay. It's not, even though I didn't really accomplish what I was trying to go for, because I didn't follow through when I kept remeshing it. It is there somewhat. Did you see what I kept doing there? I kept control Zing my selection and then fighting with him. I was literally battling myself. Whoops. Can I do that? Will that work? There's a little gap there. I can see it from here. So what if I did it that way? All right, and that's there. All right, so now we can just fill this part in. This side is good. We can turn on in front for this next section and just fill everything in. I was looking to see if I can just make a row here and a row here, but then we have the three here. So I'm gonna do it from the bottom. Just make some stuff here. So what if I click this? Uh-oh. Forgot about this. So actually we have to go to edges and click these. I'm just gonna fill that in. There's really, we didn't, if we, for this to work, we would have to split this one. It's gonna be split either way. You know, we can try it though. Why not? Yeah. See, I guess this could work. This ain't gonna be looking right, but at least we can put these sides together, and then I can make this one, or I can make it two with a triangle, but I'm not gonna do the triangle. I'm just gonna fill that whole part in. That plane is kind of there. It's just kind of merges into the shoestring a little bit. That's all right. All right, so I'm gonna work on that circle now. I'm just gonna do that circle. Take it all the way around just like we normally. This one is really uneven. Stop inflating, thank you. How about it? Gonna swing it around. Okay, that works. This circle is, that's really undefined there. It's like it kind of almost smooths out. That's all right though. We'll make it work. Okay, let's go to vertices here and fix that. That's not a circle at all. That's almost a diamond. I'm trying to make this match as best as I can. Oops, I hit rotate. That's not going to do anything. All right, it's going to try to make it a little bit more circular. Okay, now that circle is really big, but we're going to leave it. I'm gonna move this down so it's a little flush with that one. At least it kind of lines up just a little bit. All right, what about this? All right, we can make one here. I'm thinking of just making one here as well. Maybe we can make that bigger. I think we can leave that as a triangle. The necessary adjustments will be made. That's not even. You have one big one here, and you have three little ones here. It's all right. We'll adjust it. I probably won't do that part on the stream once I fill this in. I'll probably close out the next hour or so on another mesh because it looks like we're going to just finish this today. So I'll just start working on the other mesh and then switch over and start doing. I'll do this all. I'll just make little adjustments here and there off stream. All right, so I'm gonna take this circle and I'm gonna fill it in. Let's see. I don't know what I'm expecting to see from way back there. We're working on the boots. I was just spinning around the character looking at it. I'm sorry about that. Anyways, is that a gap? Hang on. Let me. Yeah, that is a gap, or not a gap. It's an extra. It's an extra face. Let's dissolve that. Wait, what? Why is that there? Oh, yeah, I can't dissolve that. All right, so I'll delete it. There. Yeah, I screwed up there. I meant delete, not dissolve. I just kept saying dissolve and then confusing myself. Whoops. Anyways, okay. Now we're going to do, let's see, select mode, rotate. I'm going to pull it over so it kind of lines up with the seam there. I'm sorry. This is like my draw, like some of this is like from a drawing playlist, and I have some like 30-minute extended songs here. This is gonna go on for the next 27 minutes, so I don't want to. I need to remember to take that one out and all other extended ones. I don't want to listen to one thing for 30 whole minutes. Okay, we're just gonna be chasing Trevelyan for a half an hour. We're not gonna do that. The stage doesn't even last that long. Unless you like it's your first time playing and you're not very good at it. That's the only time you're gonna hear that song for that long. No, just unselect that, please. Okay, thank you. I just wanted to fill that in. That's all I wanted to do. We're moving up. I think we can take this edge here and also line this up with the shoestring. That should be the last shoestring. Well, besides the bow part. I'm not really sure how I'm gonna do that. I think I'm just gonna follow it. Yeah, I guess that's it. Just follow it, basically. So what if I did that? And then let me take this, rotate it, rotate it. No, not rotate. We wanna move it now. We wanna take the move, so we'll move it, and then we're gonna take this down a little bit. Well, not a little bit, all the way over to the seam. You know what? No, it's not scale, not extrude it. I don't want to extrude it. I'm going to re-extrude that part. I want that to kind of match that little seam there. As long as it's not sticking out. I'm checking to see if it sticks out on that side. I think it, I think it does. Maybe not. Maybe it's because I'm looking at it from this side. I'm just looking through the mesh there. I think that's what's going on. We can line that up so like so, and then can I cut the? Okay, I can cut it in half. It didn't seem. I don't know if I wanted to put an entire thing there. I kind of want to, since there's like a bit of a seam there. I kind of wanted to keep that in the low poly. So I made another row to connect. Excuse me. It's always when I stream, I have to sneeze. I don't know. I don't know why. At least once. When I'm not streaming, I don't sneeze at all. I think it's from speaking. I think that's what it is. I don't know what. I don't know. Maybe there's like some pollen in the air, and I'm taking in more pollen from. I don't know. I don't know if that's a thing. That doesn't make any sense, does it? Maybe it does. I don't know. I mean, I have to breathe no matter what. It's not dusty in here. you know, I keep my place clean, but uh, I don't know. It's always when I'm streaming I have to sneeze. Now I'm looking to see how I'm going to connect. I guess I could just connect it, right? That's what I'm thinking. Just connect it and then just fill that in. Might as well. It's small enough to where we can just fill it in. All right. We ain't got to go all crazy with it. Now we can fill this entire portion in, and then I can take this and put it over the lace. I'm going to scale that down some. Okay, follow the arrow, follow the arrow. Always scale it in the direction I think it should go instead of the way that it's going to scale. Yeah, you just have to follow the arrows. And for some reason, I just try to do it. I don't know. Next time I do it, I have to really figure out what the hell was going on in my head when I try to scale it. I scale it the wrong way. You know, we can make a long one here. You know, it can be the little laminate at the end of the shoestring. You know, we can just do that there. It kind of does mold into it a little bit, but that's all right. I'm gonna see if I can line this up like this, and then just nope, take that and this and this and this and this, and then just fill that part in. And at the very least, I know where the shoestring ends. I don't know if that's going to be a significant thing. I'm looking on the other side there. Oh no, it's mirrored on this side actually. I can see that it's there. I suppose. Can I click that? Can I click that? Click that? Click that? So what if I fill in this part? Okay. I'm thinking that's just going to be the way it goes, you know? A triangle there. I can't see it. Okay, now I can see it because it was clipped into the mesh there. Now what if we do that? Oh yeah, we got two more loops there. I don't know if I saw that originally. I see it now. Actually, I was zeroed in on another portion. I kind of just I don't know, wasn't really thinking about that. We're going to continue. I'm just trying to see how I'm going to connect these together. I think I'm going to put this piece here, and how about this piece here, and this piece here. I guess that works. And then we can just follow the shoestring from this side, since it's that same width. Maybe put a big square here, and then put a second shoestring line over here. It kind of goes over the circle a little bit. You know, we're going to work on that next because that looks like it's a little complicated for, you know, the way we set it up, the way we rendered it, or somewhat, you know, basically just poked a hole in the mesh from the looks of it and then try to trace around it. Just didn't really define it very well. I wasn't really thinking about it. I don't know if I did that like towards the end of the stream or what, but normally I would try to you know, put the little details in the same as I did with the face, you know, but I haven't really made my own. And this is like my first like clothing that I've made myself, like boots. when I was doing practice sculpts, I downloaded some boots just to see how they would look on the character. But now we're creating them now, so we're not going to use outside assets. We're just gonna whatever we need. We're just gonna create it. I think I can manage that now. I can just create my own stuff. So I'm looking to see how I am going to fill this in here. It's a pretty wide area, so I guess we can do a couple of these rectangles like that, and maybe a big triangle here, and then this here, and we'll just adjust it if it needs to be adjusted. It's going to be a little weird getting in here and trying to make that nice and even. I'm not really sure how I would do it. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't have a frame of reference. This is like our first time doing it, so I'm just gonna have to see how it turns out later, and then go from there. And I'll just keep in mind all the things that might go wrong when I bake the details on, and take special care when I make that mesh next time. I have the next three characters are going to be dressed similarly, so definitely, hopefully, well, actually, I already know, because that's just the way that I naturally try to improve something even without thinking about it. I think the next time, even if I don't even try, it should be better. But we're going to definitely take note of all the things we did wrong with this mesh and apply it to the next mesh. That's a promise. I'm going to take and do that. And I'm thinking, how about we do this? How about I do? Oh, I know how I can do this. So we'll stretch it all the way over, right? Like so. Rotate this up. All right, so that could be the second bow, right? And then once we have that extruded and ready to go, I'm gonna delete this line so it's one big square. But we'll still have the attachments on the sides there. I think that could work. I'm not really sure though. Oh, you know what I should do? I should delete the pants so I get the entire boot up at the top there. Because I kind of have it tucked in a little bit. I want to make sure I get the whole thing. Well, maybe I don't have to worry about that actually. Yeah, it only clips in the front here, but I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. My concern is just how I'm going to turn this over. I think we can. Oops. You know what? I hit extrude. That was not intentional. Oops. Let's put that back and then extrude it again. Oh, you know what? I keep doing the same thing. Okay, extrude it, place it down, then rotate it. You can't rotate it while it's extruding because you're just going to rotate it from where it started. Now we know that. That was the first time we ever had to consciously learn that. I don't know if I did that before, but maybe I did. But now we learned that that's not the way. And I'm gonna take this. And hey, studio, welcome to the stream. Good morning. Still morning, right? Yeah, still morning. We are almost done with our low poly boots. We're getting there. Looking at it, just needs we need to make sure it's nice and even and straight. But looking at this side here, it looks like a boot. Good enough anyway. So we are just trying to determine how we're going to put these polygons together. And we're going to continue. What we got going here. Can I go down like this? I think we can. Now, oh, you know what? This edge is too close to that edge. How about that? Wow, no, that's not the way. That's not the way. Let me shift click this one off and this one off and then put it together there. And then take this one and put them together like so. I think that might work. Now, these are really close together, but I'm gonna just put that there. I mean, there's really no other way I could do it. We're trying to follow the bow that I made, that I kind of haphazardly put on there, and I didn't really define it too well. It looks like more like a noodle than a shoestring bow there, but it was our first attempt at trying to do something like that, and I didn't really put a lot of thought into it, but because I didn't know, like I wasn't really planning on remeshing the shoes. I thought I could make shoes without putting too many polygons in it, but in order to when I got to this part right here is when I had to keep remeshing it, and that kept just exponentially increasing the polygon count until it got to like it's almost like 600,000 now. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to have like a 30 like a 30 maybe thousand polygon character walking around with 600,000 polygon boots. So I made a low poly. It's only 5K, so that's not bad. That's still that's still only a third of my practice sculpt. So we're in good business there. Shouldn't have any problems rendering something that low. I think that's where we're at. And we are going to fill in this little space here. Oh, I think we could just put a rectangle right there. That's what I'm thinking. I think I'm just going to do that. And then I could just put one here. It's really not much thought that needs to be put into that, I think. It's going to be a triangle somewhere right here. Thinking there, and then I guess I'll put a second one there. Okay, that's built in. I can't really see the bow too much, but that's not a big deal. Like I said, I could just draw that in. Just want to make sure that we have a good form when we're posing in different angles. I'm spinning around the boots now. I don't really see a problem with the shape and the form of it. So I think this will work. You're never going to see a thing. He's never going to stand on glass or anything like that where you can see the bottom of his boots. I don't know, but if he's jumping, I want to do something like a cool pose or something, or maybe he's kicking somebody with a boot. At least if I don't think that's a yeah. Actually, that might actually be in the story, but I can draw that part. No problem. So yeah, I think this is not bad. So it might be easier to use textures for if you want to keep the polygon count low. I'm seeing now that textures for the sole and for the shoestrings here might actually delete about uh let's see if it's 2300 now, and probably like 1,000, maybe even lower than that. So now we just got to have enough room here. This shoestring covers this circle, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this polygon and stretch it over the shoestring first. We're going to make it a little bit wider. I'm going to have to take his pants away for a second here. I think his underwear is on, so we should be good. Okay. I got to get the rest of the boot here, so I'm going to make sure I get all of it and not most of it. I mean, of course his underwear is on. Why would they be off? There's no reason for me to take his underwear off. Um, I think we can just end it right there and then end the shoestring part right there and then just connect it from here. That should work. Right? No, not like that. All right, we'll just do the bottom, and I want to take that part off too. And then we can do the side on its own little thing there, and then it has a very, very small plane edge there that we can use. I think we got most of the boot and around the back. It's just just a little bit on the side and the front, and I think we could just stretch the sides up like so. So I think we should be able to do that. I don't see a problem. Just stretching them up a little bit. Wait, why are they coming in a little bit? What's going on here? Okay, maybe we should not stretch them like that. I think I'm stretching them over the top. That's what I'm thinking. Whoa. Yeah, I might have stretched them a little bit too far, but they're good now. So we can get no. We want to do it like that. We're gonna have a little space there. Not that far though. We just want to keep them on the boots. Maybe not even that far. We need to bring them back a little bit. I don't want them to stretch that far. I think I can connect them and then I'll just dissolve the edge there. That should work. There. Now we got to get real close. We're going to get all the way in on this one. I want to take these two edges and I just want to dissolve them so that they're one. It should be good. We don't have to worry about that now. I'm going to leave this one in because this kind of protrudes off of the boot a little bit, and that's supposed to be the shoelace, so we can leave that. See if we can connect that together. Okay, and now I'm going to bring it up to the top there. What is this? That's supposed to be the bow. We don't have a line or an edge that kind of messes or meshes with that. Oh, that's G. Can we scale it? Can I swing it around the loop there? I'm going to try to do it that way. Oops. That was not swinging it around. We want to extrude. Whoa. I think we can. I'm sure how I'm gonna do the center part there. I guess we could just fill that in. I just want to make sure I can see the bow. I don't have to see the bow, but since it's there, I might as well try to keep it in. Let me bring this back a little bit and then extrude another face there and then see if we can, let's see, can we bring this down? Scale it? Can we do that? I think we can. This one's a little weird. All right, that looks a little better. And what's going on right here? Nothing's going on right there because we fixed it. A little bit of clipping. You don't even have to move it. You just tap the move key and it'll fix it automatically. I don't know why it does it in the first place. It just snaps a little too well into the mesh there because I have snapping on right there. That's what this magnet is for. You definitely want to keep that on when you're doing it this way. Can I? I'm gonna try to match that with the bottom, and then we'll just leave it. Oh. Rotate it. I wanted to make sure there was not another mesh there, or say another polygon there that I accidentally extruded because I did hit the extrude key, but then I control Z'd it. Sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. For some reason, I don't catch that if I do that. If I make that mistake. All right. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to face. I'm gonna delete this face. I'm gonna take this one. Wait. I'm gonna take this one. Line it up. I'm just gonna connect them from all the way over there. All the way over there. We still want to keep this line here that we're planning on deleting later because we got to do the other loop on the other side. Once that is done, we'll delete that last, and this will be like the knot of the bow, but super low poly. That's the plan. I'm gonna bring this in a little bit because that gap in between the loops is very small. I made it that way, so we're gonna try to keep it that way. All right, since we selected it, I'm just gonna hit F there. That's the best that we can do. The low poly loop for now. Still gotta bake it. I think the baking will come in and hopefully will make it look like it's supposed to look. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Well, you know what? Since that is almost a square, let me do the vertices. And what I'm going to do is no, maybe not. Let's take that one away. Instead, let's work on this part. I'm gonna go back to edges so we can have a better method of doing this. It's kind of hard doing this stuff with just vertices. When you have 3/4, then you can do the vertices one. Anything else, just do it this way with edges. I'm trying to get it to match the top here. It's looking a little weird. Is there any way we can make it not look like that? I guess that's just technically the top, okay? So we'll go back to vertexes since we have three corners here, so we can extrude them that way. Much easier to do it this way. Much easier to do it this way. That's what it sounded like. I kind of slurred the word easier for some reason. Slur my words must be this bubbly. Touch of the bubbly. Now we have the. I'm looking at the circle now, the loop. I think we can just extrude this and then just make the loop right out of that. I think that's what we're going to do. Okay, we messed it up right there. So we're going to control delete that, and we're going to rotate it again and then extrude it and try to get it around. Wow. Wow. Rotate. I'm going to pull that down away from the top there. Ho, ho, ho. Nose itches, sorry. I think we can just do that, I suppose. You know what I want to do? I'm gonna loop and cut that right there. Because now that I did it that way, I can just take the circle up, even though it's gonna be a little uneven, but we'll fix it with the vertex. We'll just move the vertexes. Oops, I messed up. We want to put F there. Oh, I should have known. All right, so we're going. What do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a 7 sides. Not quite an octagon. But yeah, I think I should probably consider just making octagons for this, for these types of shapes. At least an octagon on the inside. I don't know. That way it's always even all the time, no matter what. Okay. We have something of a circle. I don't know. I am considering how to fill these two areas in now. We got to go back to edges. I'm thinking we're going to try to keep them as even with this side as possible. So we're going to just select these right here. I'm going to take this and line it up with that line right there. And then select all of these and hit F. Yes, that will be the way. I don't know where the shoestring is. There's supposed to be a shoestring leading into this, but I don't know what I did here. I really have no clue. What I guess my thing was this shoestring supposed to overlap or go underneath that shoelace there, and I think it connects there. And I think it's the same way on this side, but we just did not really define that too well, so it's a little ambiguous as to what's going on right there. It would be helpful when using this as a reference to know exactly what the deal is, but I think we can just basically just do whatever. If we have to really get right here, that's not really super important to me. As far as I think his pockets, or I forgot to connect his pockets to his pants. We definitely want to do that so when we rig it, his pockets don't stay still. But that is a problem for another day. Build it in. All right, so now we got this triangle here. We're just gonna quickly and easily fill that in. I'm just looking around and seeing what else we are going to do here. We're going to fill this in, of course. And we have the loop. We already set up the loops to be processed. To process them. Uh-oh. Let me click these. I think we can just do that. I was just gonna do the whole thing, but I think that'll do. I think that'll work. There's two spots there. It looks like a stained glass window a little bit. Okay, unselect that edge, please, because we don't want to make any more mistakes regarding that. I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to work on this circle now. It's the last one. Oh, let me save it. There we go. It's the last loop. I think doing the body was easier than these boots here. This boots is, I mean, they were only small, but it's much more polygons in one area. Doing the body was way more easier than the entire body as a whole because you're working with bigger polygons than the boots. No, yes. All right. I think we can. Well, not really certain. I think we can just do that. Do it this way. Yeah. Let me click on this. Now this circle is kind of going over the loop a little bit, so we're gonna make sure that we're not doing that. We kind of made a little mistake there. We didn't catch it when we made this loop. I'm just looking. I think we can just connect this. We're really gonna have to fix this one. The last circle, of course, is the most jacked up one. All right. Let me grab this edge. We're just gonna move that in, and we're gonna take this. Just gonna adjust it until it's a little more even. I want to take this off of the loop a little bit, even though I think I did the loops and then I put the no, I did the bow, the shoestring bow, and then I must have put the loop over that somehow. I don't know how I did that or why I did it, but that's the way it looks. That circle is clearly over the shoestring. It's not the way it's supposed to be. So we're gonna go on ahead now, and we're gonna finish doing the loop, so we can correct that easier. If the loop's done already, then we can just work around that instead of working around the circle. That way we can correct that little discrepancy. Make these a little bit smaller, so I can wrap it up around the loop there. We're gonna have to take that a little. Whoop, nope, we don't want to extrude it. We're doing actually, you know what? Yeah, let's do it that way. Let's do it that way. Grab that, and then we're gonna just. We can make it even, I guess. I don't see the harm in that. Just as long as the loop is there, it's covered over the loop. We'll fix that with the vertices. Okay, so I think I have a little bit of an issue here. No, I don't. I'll do it this way. There, close enough. It's close enough. It's always close enough. We're gonna have a lot of stuff to adjust. I think. No, it ain't gonna be a lot. Honestly, it doesn't take much to. Hey, Ni Hao, welcome to the stream. I am working on my first official character mesh. This is what I have so far. I'm gonna use this as reference for a webcomic. I already have it written. I'm working on boots. It's my first time making clothes, and this is my first time doing a manual topology. Normally, I would use Z Remesh, but I don't have ZBrush anymore. And I found an add-on for Blender, but it doesn't work as well as Z Remesh. So we're just doing it manually, and we're just learning as we go. Basically, it's an experience. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. I am. I'm just trying to see how I'm going to close these loops together. I think we're going to delete that face. I want to make I want to make smaller sections inside of this loop so I can tell what I'm doing. So I can tell that it's the inside of a loop. That's what I'm thinking about doing right there. And taking this together. Can this work? Can that work? It's a little well, yeah, I guess so. I don't know. It looks good to me for what I'm using it for. I can use this as a reference because I do digital art. I want to be able to, and for the comic book pages, I want to be able to pose it and do the perspective without having to struggle with that. Basically, just make the art of my comic more consistent. This is good enough for me. Um, it's not the final product, so and no, this is the low poly mesh though. There's a high poly mesh underneath. Yeah, I'm gonna figure out exactly how this retropology is gonna turn out when I bake the high poly mesh onto the low poly. We're gonna figure that out. This is how he's supposed to look. He doesn't have hair, but this is the high poly mesh, and we're gonna try to bake these details on here onto the low poly, which is this is the low poly. We're gonna work with the low poly because that'll be easier on the system and the program itself when we're posing it and rendering it and whatnot. I'm doing manual topology for the first time, so I don't know how this is going to turn out. But I can see the merit in doing it manually as opposed to trying to have an automated solution like with an add-on or whatever. I I can see how manual doing it manually is better. The squares aren't even yet, and I'm going to adjust them so that they are as even as I can make them. But I'm looking at this one. I can see that. I mean, it looks like a boot to me still. I can still see some of the details that I put in there, and I haven't even baked it yet. So no, this is for well, yeah, the web comic is it's gonna be for free. I'm gonna make a website and put it on there, and just people can just read it. That's basically it. I'm not trying to. I don't know if I'll be able to make money from it, but yeah, I'm just gonna just post it online, and you can, and I'll have a link. If someday I'm gonna have a link on the page, and people can just go and read it if they feel bored enough to do that, or if they're interested, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, this is basically a hobby. I just picked up the skill of 3D meshes. Like I said, I'm more of a digital artist. I work in Photoshop and Clip Studio, and I just draw stuff mainly. I just learned this like a year and a half, like for a year and a half. I've been doing this, and I like it so far. Really, honestly, I'm gonna do some animations next. I mean, I dabble in that a little here from time to time, but I'm going to do some animations in the future too. But yeah, this is I like doing this. This is pretty cool. I'm gonna get better at it eventually. Still learning how to do everything in Blender because I used to use ZBrush, Substance Painter, and Maya, but I don't have licenses for any of those, and I don't want to pay. They all moved to a subscription model, like within the last year or so while I was learning how to do this. Otherwise, I would have bought a ZBrush license at least, but they switched to subscription, and I don't want any subscriptions, so I'm relearning how to do everything on Blender. Hey, thanks for following. Appreciate you. But yeah, we're just learning as we go and figuring out how to do everything in Blender. I've done hair in Blender. You know, what I would do is I would sculpt in ZBrush, then I would take it over to Substance Painter and texture it, and then from there I would take it into Blender and I would do the hair in Blender because for some reason I could not grasp doing it in ZBrush and Maya, and I've tried, and every time I've tried and tried to import it to another program to finish it, it would crash the program. I don't know if I was using too many splines or what, but it's super easy for me to do it in Blender. So I just did everything else, you know, in their respective programs, then brought everything to Blender, put the textures on from Substance Painter, put the hair on, and then rig it. Yeah, so in theory, you know, I should be able to do everything in Blender. I just don't know how, so I'm going to figure it out. Right after when I do these boots, I'm going to figure out how to do unwrapping and UVs in Blender because that was something I did in ZBrush, and it was super easy to do in ZBrush. All I really had to do, I just cloned my mesh and then unwrap the UVs. You could just do all that like super easy, but I don't know how to do that in Blender, so I got to figure out how to do that. And Blender's free, so we're going to see, you know, eventually I'm going to get. My goal is just to be to be able to just bang out meshes whenever I feel like it. Yeah, free is the low poly some models. Oh, okay. That's great. Yeah, I am yeah, this is like I said, this is my first low poly mesh. I don't know how it's going to turn out yet, but hopefully we're going to take what we learned from this and apply it to the next one. And I already have some meshes lined up for while I'm figuring out how to do. I'm not gonna figure out how to do unwrapping and baking on stream. I'm gonna do that off stream, but I have other meshes that I can do in the meantime on stream. My goal is to get my goal for this summer is to have 7 meshes ready so we can start doing character turnarounds and concept art, and of course pages for the webcomic. And I have an entire volume written, and the beginning part of it, a good chunk of the beginning, I'd say about a third of it, is finalized, so I can start doing pages for the prologue at least. My goal is to be working on that sometime this summer, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm a little behind right now. We'll get there. I have no doubts we'll get there. I don't want to do that right there. We're at the top of the boot now. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to come over here. I want to see how much of the boot is showing. I'm not really worried about this too much. I could probably pull that up some. Nope, we don't want to do that. Nope, right there. I'm going to take this, and what is this? Oh, I see. Thank you, Nihal. Thank you. Going to try to get there. So I'm going to pull this up some. Hmm. I see that's a little, that's sort of the top. I just want this part covered because the pants that I have will cover that part. I do believe. Where are the pants? Where are the where are the pants? Hold on, I gotta find the pants. Oops. Okay. Wait. Oops. Oops. Oops, low poly. Okay, now they're up there. Let me do some renaming here while I'm over here. There. Okay, we have to attach the, so my to-do list, so I have to attach the pockets onto the pants. That's really it, really, to be honest. And I got to check the back of the knees and make sure that the normals aren't flipped because that kind of messed up the back of my legs there. Guy's legs. What? Okay. Yeah, that part's completely covered by the pants, so that's all I wanted to see, to be honest. But I just want to make sure that part is good. I'm just gonna go to about right there because, like I said, the pants will be covered. I think what I could do is I'm thinking they're not gonna be dressed the same for the entire story. I think I could do like just take the mesh into a new project and then just make different clothes for them. I think I should do that. I think I could do that. I didn't really think about that, but I think that's gonna be the plan. What? Oh, why is it going all the way down there? Let me get in front going. Oh, no wonder. It's a it's a gap. Oops. All right. Wait. Go back. Let me move this up a little bit. We got to close that gap there. That's going to be a little rough, right? So what we're going to do, I think this is supposed to be the loop. I'm not going to touch any of this. But what I can do is I'm going to dissolve those. That looks a little weird. Like, let me just, well, I want to keep this here, even though normally I wouldn't, because this is something on top of the boots. It's supposed to be the bow. I can kind of make it out, especially over here. You can see it. It's supposed to be the bow for the boots. Then the tie, where he tied his boots at. So I'm gonna leave that like that. I'm gonna fill this in. Hmm. Okay. Let me grab this. We're just gonna fill that in. I'm gonna select all of these and fill them in, and I'm gonna fill in that circle. All right, we're getting there. We're almost done with these boots. Finally, we just spent a long time on these boots, but now we have an idea of how to do something like this. We're going to see the results of it when we get to baking and all that, and see if we actually did anything right here. And whatever mistakes we see, we will we'll try to correct those on the next mesh. Truly don't know because we're in uncharted territory here. Well, thanks, Nihao. Yeah, like I said, I can work with this, using this as a reference. But if I were to do a project that required this as the final result, of course we would do a better job off the bat, even if it was my first time, or without being too much of a perfectionist. But for what I need it for, I can definitely use this as is. Let's see. I'm going to bring that back a little bit. I don't want them to. I don't want them to stretch too far. We're going to have trouble seeing that because I got in front on. You can see here that we still have a little bit of space up top there. We could fill that in. We don't have to, because the pants are going to be covering that. I'm debating that right now if I should try to fill it in. I don't see an issue with leaving it like this. But since we already started it here, we should at least finish that portion and make it even all around. Why did I have that there? Oh, right. That's right. That's the bowl. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. It's not 100% even all around, but that's definitely something that will be looked at. And the best part of it is probably this is probably the most even part, the front here. I was able to keep it straight for most of it, but once you start getting into like wrinkles and seams and whatnot, then we kind of we kind of just did it as we went along. Let's see. All right, so I'm gonna go to edge, and we can actually dissolve that one. We don't need that. We only needed it for this because of the bow. I just wanted to better define the bow, so I know where it is. If I'm looking at it, and I don't want to, I don't know, maybe he's in motion. Like let's say, like if he was running or something, maybe we won't have a perfect bow sitting there, and then we can just do whatever the heck we want to do, you know. But if he's just standing still, and we don't want to think about the bow too much, we can just see where it's at and then just draw it like it is right there. Uh-oh. We want to hit G so we don't extrude another one. That's what we want to do. I'm going to take in front off. I just want to see what the heck I am doing here. Yeah, we don't have to go all the way over. I mean, it has a top. That's the important part. That it's not cut off on the way up. It's there. I wanted to do that again because that felt like a mistake at first. And we can always stretch it, you can stretch it all the way over, to be honest, and just call it a day. We could do it just like this. And it's not really going to matter because most of that will be covered. We'll just have to make it straight and even the whole way through. Whoa, 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 whoa. You want to do that? Okay, I can't do it like that. I need to see what I'm doing. Don't do that, please. Hmm. And it's just a matter of, we can easily make this more even looking. I'll probably do that at some point before we go to the next step. And most likely will be just touch it up off stream. I probably won't do that on stream. Let's see. Oh, okay. So we have. All right. Could bring it up some, right? And we can take this and not that. Let's do this instead. Take it to about right there. It's gonna get a little tricky because it's not all the way even around yet. Oh, wait, hold on. We hit G instead of F. Okay, there we go. Let's try that. Now, I think if I remember correctly, the seam does come all the way up to the top, but I'm probably just gonna not worry about that now. We can put that. We can easily, when we're done with the low poly mesh and we got the stuff baked on, we can easily make whatever tweaks to it that we need to. Wait, what? Why is that not working? Okay, I guess I was I was clicking the wrong. I was clicking the wrong vertex. Yeah, I think. Wait, hold on. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't take too much to just line these rows up nice and even. We're definitely going to do it though, just so it looks, it's as best as we can possibly make it, given the the fact that this is our first time doing it. I don't want to just move on and leave it like this because I don't know what that will do to the bake. If I know in my head and in my heart of hearts that I did this the best of my ability, and I see a mistake when we bake it, I know exactly what I'll need to do next time. So that's my goal, is to we're gonna make sure that we do everything as best as we possibly can, and then improve upon that in the future. All right, so that's not too bad. I think wait, we went from pulling to extruding. I think it's because we didn't finish this side, but we're doing it. We're getting there. I know it in my soul that there's nothing more that we could have done given the circumstances of having not done this before. No, I already see. Of course, we could have defined these details a little bit more on the high poly. That's one thing I know I can tell you from the start that I could have done better. But all the polygons were on the high poly mesh were added doing the shoestrings and in the sole. It was actually very low poly. I wasn't gonna make a low poly version until I got to the shoestrings and realized that I was just pumping more and more into it to try to get the details fleshed out. So I said, okay, I'll just do a low poly version of the boots to compensate, and here we are. I think we can just move these. Maybe. How about this? Can we move this? Okay, now there should be a gap there, so we can go to edges and fill those in. I don't like this, but we can fix that. Oh wait, hold up, wait. Let's see. Oh, I see. That's the shoestring. Yeah, we want to we want to keep that there. That's why that doesn't look right. I made it so that I can see the shoestring, or at least the bow. At least make it out a little bit. I know that it's. I know that something is there. I can even make out the shape. So that's good enough for me. Oh, what we got here? Is that a? Oh, it looked like a gap here. Okay, there's no gap. There's no gap. We're good. Uh-oh, that's not good. Looks like we made ourselves a little mistake. But luckily, it's not a big deal. We want to make sure we don't do that. You know, sometimes when I click away, I accidentally click something on the other side, like oh, I'm too close. Let's see if I did it. I didn't do it. Okay, hold on. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me do this. See, I'm not clicking on it. That's why that happens right there. And sometimes I click too close to the boot when I'm trying to click away and deselect something, and it clicks something else. And then if you're holding shift at the same time, what do you know? You get a nice little connection there when I press F. Definitely want to avoid that. Okay, let's save it. Looking around, it's not whole yet. Now it's whole. Okay. See that happen again. Got to make sure that we don't do that. Okay, we can make this nice and round and circular if we want. Oops, it ain't gonna really like I said, this part you're not gonna see it, but I'm just basically just doing it just to do it. I'm looking at this boot because these lines kind of are in the way. So we're looking at this boot here and seeing it's mirrored. Doesn't look too bad. For the most part, we got the shape there. We got the details there in the low poly for a fraction of the price. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me save it again. Yeah, I don't really see a big issue with it. It just needs to be baked, and yeah, I'm just glad we got to the end of this. I will be making adjustments to all of these little squares before the next thing. Actually, I could probably do something now. I think I still have some time left to get some of this in. Where to start though? I think that these flaps on the side here should all match each other, and these everywhere else, the harder parts of the boots could be their own thing, including this because this all connects up to the top there. I think we can do that. Do it like that. Could I adjust it like so? Come on. There we go. This. No, why are we crooked? We're clipping. All right, we're not clipping. I'm just gonna try to make. I'm gonna work on one row of this and make it as straight as I possibly can. If you make a cube and edit it, does that make it easy? Well, for these we use planes, and yeah, you well, wait, what I did was I took a plane, I put one plane, just one plane, and put it on. But the thing is, when you're extruding it over and over, and you have magnet snapping on that kind of it gets more and more deformed as you go on. So the only way that you would completely prevent that is to individually edit every square as you go. That would have taken a lot longer. My goal was to just cover it completely and then fix it. You could do it on the way, but I just didn't. I didn't do it that way. I thought I could keep it straight, and for the most part, I did. It was just it was just when I got to the little smaller details is when I started to falter a little bit. And I can see like they're not that crooked, right? There's just only some weird areas here and there that are completely different from everywhere else. And I did it intentionally up here so I can see where the bow is and the circles. But yeah, you're essentially doing that. You know, you're essentially editing it at least for the first one. You just have to do it every time if you want to be like really perfect with it. I didn't always do it that way. Like I don't know. I'm seeing like this doesn't look too bad. It's just did I adjust the whole thing like this? And it's just this one that needs to be adjusted. To be honest, this one's relatively straight. I still don't know the effect this will have on the baking. I'm just trying to make sure that it doesn't become a problem. But I'm not. I don't have anything to judge it off of because I haven't done that part yet. That's the only problem. That's why I'm kind of like not too worried about it. I think I just want to. I think I should just. What I could do is make a save here and then make an additional file for the UV and unwrapping. And then when I get to the baking, see where the problems are, if there are any problems. And if there are problems, then I can come back to this one and fix them. It would take longer, but I could do it that way. I'm just not sure if it's like how much of a difference it would make. There's a little smaller thing here. What I could do is take this entire line and just dissolve it. And then I can take this line and move it up. This row is a little too wide, right? So we can definitely fix it that way. Let's see. Wait, before we do that, let me save it. It's not 100% even on either side. This line goes all the way down on the inside, but it doesn't do that on this side. And I can take this line and maybe adjust it to where it's a little more even with the other squares. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Yeah, maybe we don't do it that way. Maybe we just don't do it that way. Anyway, let's put that line back too. Let's just put everything back. All right, maybe we don't wrap all the way around, okay? Maybe we can take just this side like that. I don't know why that was selected, but let me hold on. Let's go into the boot here and see if there's any issues. Oh, looks like we're good. That line should be fixed though. All right. So you can't grab lines on the other side where you can't see and then move them down because then you get problems like we just saw there. So we'll only do the ones that we can clearly see. We still need to fix that line. This one's a little too angled. Maybe we can fix it. And then you got this one. Oops. I don't want to twist it like that. Could we do it like this? It's a little more straight. And we can take this one and adjust that one because we got these two scrunts here. That's basically the idea of how I plan to fix the topology all the way around. Is just doing it this way, just slowly, row by row, just making little minor adjustments like this. Until it's as straight and as even as I can possibly make it. And then we're pretty much done with that. And then we can hide the high poly version of the boots and we don't have to see them anymore. You can press C to select faster. Oh yeah. We don't want to I don't want to, well, I don't want to select them that way. I don't want to select them that way either. Let's focus on just these, what, 9 or 10 that we just selected. Uh-oh, we got one down there. Oh, yes. Yes, okay. We didn't do anything, did we? Oh, we didn't. I don't see anything. Scroll to deselect. Okay. All right, good stuff. Thank you. Actually works a little better. Uh-oh. A little too close in some areas. Ah, like that. Okay. No, and no. Okay, I select. What? I think I have to hit C again. Wait, wait. All right, okay. I have to right click and then I can do what I've come to do. Rotate. All right, we still got a little small row up here. We can probably take these two rows and just adjust them down a little bit. Or, you know what we could do? We could probably dissolve that entire row. I think that was the row I tried to dissolve before. We can easily just do that and then just hit dissolve and then just take this row and move it back up. Kind of undo what we were just doing. But it is a solution. Oh, I can't move it while I'm in that mode, huh? No problem. Oops. Oh, oh, oh. There we go. All right. Now, can we? Can we move? You know what I'm thinking? I think I should just delete this row too. That's what I'm thinking. Slightly malformed, but we'll definitely fix it. I want to keep this one. This is supposed to be a seam, so these two rows have to stay. that divides the flap here on this side, and this is that should stay too because that's supposed to be there. So this, or sorry, this row and then some of this row has to stay the same. It's just everything above it and below it can probably be tweaked. No problem. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe we could just leave this portion. How about we rotate this and see what happens? Oh wow. Stop selecting lines, please. All right. That doesn't clip. That clips. That now it doesn't because I fixed it. Hmm. This row sticks out to me a little bit. Okay, so that meshes with the row that we want to leave alone. We want to leave this alone. And this is the seam at the bottom. At least it's supposed to be. I didn't define it well enough when I remeshed it like 2 or 3 times doing the laces, and I didn't check the rest of the boot while I was doing that part. So it kind of, we kept the flap here, but it kind of melds in a little bit to the boot there. That's okay. I'm looking. We could probably, let's see. Oh no, no, yes, right there. No, I'm going the way the arrow's pointing. Oh my, all right. Can we, no, yes, yes, that way. I'm pretty sure I just ended up back where I started, but maybe that's not so bad. Maybe we can take this row, this entire row here, and move it back some. Hmm. Dissolve that. Yeah, why not? Oh, Control and X to dissolve. I should have tested that right there. You know, we can still do it. I'm gonna bring that line back just so I can do that. Ah, there we go. Yeah, I still gotta get. I got a couple of shortcuts in my head. I don't know all the shortcuts. The shortcuts are I'm still learning them, but that's definitely one. Control X. I gotta remember that one. And in fact, we want to write that one down because I use dissolve a lot. Okay. I was taking notes. These are all my notes for Zebra, or not ZBrush, Blender, that go to about right here. I have notes all these notes I've taken when I was sculpting the character. Oh, I might be on the screen. I don't know if you can see all the words. Yeah, they're like super washed out. It goes all the way down, and then there's another one that's for the face, the body, the all the limbs, all the parameters that I was using. Okay, I don't really need the notes so much anymore to sculpt the body, and I can transfer that information to clothing and whatnot. But that's definitely one I want to write down. I don't have to really worry about It's all for sculpting. It's not really for retopology, but dissolve. Hold the shift to move, rotate, and scale. Okay. Let's see. Slower. Holding shift now. Well, I mean that's R. That's already a thing. That's already a shortcut that I'm using. I know those shortcuts. I'm not sure about the shift one though. Let's go back to that one. Shift and R? No, I just pressed R. I mean, that's already a shortcut, right? I mean, when you move something, you can hold shift to move slower. Oh, okay. Got you. Let's see. Okay, let's move this. Right? We're moving it. Ah, more fine control, huh? Yeah, all right. I see what you mean. Okay, let's not do that, but I just wanted to test that. Very good. Thank you. Wait. But yeah, this is basically what I am what's in store for me before we move on to um UVs and unwrapping. Wow. Maybe we should hold shift for that one, right? The only problem with this of using it for this is that the arrows I kind of have to follow the arrows every time. So I kind of have to go in this counterclockwise position. Maybe we don't do it for rotate. Maybe we just do it for move. I feel like it would be much better for me to just grab it like this. Now we want this one here. We want this skinny one here. That should be where the seams are. And you know what? I could take this row here and move it down. But yeah, that's just a little bit, just a little bit of what I just wanted to show what I'm planning on doing before we move to the next step here. It's just doing little minute adjustments like that. I think you can click Z to make it rotate in the Z axis. All right. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, yeah, that's much better. Yeah. I have a lot to remember. Oh yeah, that's how you do that. Okay. Yeah. I actually did know this. I knew this one. I did this all I used to do it all the time. I don't really do it so much anymore. Just little small adjustments. Okay. Like this front here. This looks a little it's a little off center. Let me see if I can do anything for that. Oh, click. Oh, was it C? Yeah. How about we do that? Yeah, these rows here could be straightened to look a little better. I don't know what I'm gonna do for this, but we'll figure it out. That's very. I'm gonna really have to get in there and figure out what to make what to adjust and whatnot. But the biggest things that I'm gonna focus on are these sections on the side of the combat boot and the harder rubber in the soles. Well, I won't have to do much adjusting for the front, but definitely the back. The back looks okay too, actually. It's just little areas right here where it kind of comes together a little bit. Not, minus the seam that stays, that has to stay. But this part, maybe a little adjustments here and there. Okay. But tomorrow, you won't see that. I'm not gonna use an entire. I'm not gonna do all of this on stream because it's very tedious, and I'm gonna have to kind of focus on that a little bit. But tomorrow, I am going to come back with another mesh that I am working on. It is not done. We're still working on the body. Okay. I'll be back tomorrow morning, and yeah, we're gonna work on our other mesh in the meantime, and I'll do this portion later off stream. Okay. So I want to thank everyone who stopped by today and checked out the stream. Those of you watching the VOD, I appreciate you. I thank you so much for watching the VOD and on YouTube as well, the YouTube archive. Appreciate you as well. I will be back tomorrow. So I will see you then. We're going to work on our other mesh. All right. Take care.